Hey, how's it going? Dan Mayo here. No, I didn't forget I was doing a podcast. Welcome to RuMayoNation. Obviously a little bit of fun. Part fun, part just time got away from me. We were supposed to be away for 1 week. I've been away for 2. My apologies. Please accept them. If you don't, then fuck you.
Fuck you.
It's the same situation really. I thought, okay, I'll do another one, but then I realised I'd have to record it like the day before New Year's Eve, and then spend the whole day New Year's Eve and New Year's Day editing it. No. Then I thought it'd be quite funny with the whole fake news sign off where I was never seen again, overdosing on liquid death, which I didn't do because it's just water, and the fact people need to be fucking basically promoted to drink the thing that keeps you alive is still ridiculous to me as an idea. I can't remember what else it said. Collecting receipts outside Aldi? No, but I did pick one up in Home Bargains that was from Aldi. And I did watch a video compilation of people walking into glass thinking it was a door. And that's always funny. I don't give a fuck. But it does mean I'm a week late, so apologies for my tardiness, and that's still okay to say as far as I'm aware. But yeah, how's it been? How's it been going? We are back. Guess who's back?
Guess who's back?
And this is it, baby. This is episode 19, so after this one, 2021, we're in the top 1%. We did it. We made it. Yeah. Not going to explain what that is. There's no point. There's no time. But yeah, how was your Christmas? How was your New Year? Mine was all right. Pretty low key, if you can describe a toddler having multiple tantrums throughout the day on Christmas Day. Low key. I think just next year's going to be mental. She's going to be 3.5, a little bit over 3.5, and more aware of the situation. She was kind of aware this time, but couldn't kind of emotionally deal with it. Too many new toys, too many new things, too much going on. It's just a meltdown kind of day. At one point, she was screaming and shouting at me because my legs didn't go. My legs don't go together. I've not got rickets. I don't have bandy legs. Michael, random Bolton striker. I'm gonna have to get a picture of him now. Fuck it. My Google history. My Google footprint. Remember seeing something somewhere. My lips are so dry, by the way. Look at my lips. You're ruining it. I've got a digression pad for those who don't know. I have a little pad in front of me because I do go wandering. This is my sort of metaphorical tying of the rope around my waist to, find my way home again.
No, you're not going to hear about the thing he read somewhere. Dan forgot what he was originally saying while he explained that he has a digressions pad in front of him to stop him forgetting what he was saying. Better luck next time.
My legs don't go together. So if I put my knees and my ankles together, there's a gap. My calves are sort of there, and then there's a gap, right? And my daughter's just furious at me because I can't fully put my legs together to make a slide for her elf sort of doll thing. She's pushing my legs together. Put them together. I'm like, they are together. No, put them together. I'm, oh my god, and it's the sort of thing I can't bemoan to my wife because I don't know if her legs do or don't go together, and I don't know if that's an insult if they do. I know thigh gap was the thing that everyone was after, but it's lower leg. I've got a lower leg. I've got a calf gap. Is that in Grazia? Is that a good thing? Where did I get Grazia from? Also, my word, I've been eaten alive on my legs. I had to take a fixture, a football game that should never have gone ahead. The surface was not appropriate as the standing water that the midges thrive in and have thus dined out on my calves. Which, if they keep going, my calf gap is going to be even greater because chunks of flesh will be missing. Yeah, itchy. Very itchy, actually. Thanks for asking. But yeah, so my legs not going together was a bone of contention for my daughter, as was everything that day. My father-in-law and his partner came round, and it's fine. It's fine. I struggle, my social battery, I was so aware by 3:20. I was sort of yeah. And it just went. By the way, you can watch this on YouTube. You'll see my face then. A face that's similar to... Oh, wow. Wow, it's been a while. The digressions are here. I have got my Pro Plus right up in there. We'll talk about Christmas. I'll just circle Christmas. There we go. There was a lad that lived over the road from me. I won't name him. Because he might come and kill me in my sleep. He was a sweet lad, but clearly there was a psychological issue to him, right? And I didn't know quite how serious it was until after I'd done quite a bit of babysitting for him, where it transpired that his dad, who was like 6'3", 6'4", like a big bloke, would prop his bedroom door shut of an ironing board in the night because he weren't sure if his child was or wasn't going to try and get into his room to do him harm, right? And I'm just there casually going, I'll babysit. Had I known, well, the fee would have been slightly higher, is what I'm saying. I thought I was just safely watching Match of the Day across the road. Turns out, no, I was in the setting for a potential horror film. But anyway, this lad, like, there's some stories, like some of which I just can't even share. Like, I don't know, can I share them? I guess I'm not going to name anyone. Like, but I'm talking like as in he once was walking out of his house with, I don't know if this is just a story I was told. I feel like it has been verified. But he had like a knife behind his back. And when asked where he was going with his knife, he said that these two girls in the street were being nasty to him, and he was cross with them. And it's like, oh fucking hell! So the ironing board propping the door up makes a bit more sense. But he used to like sometimes just come across the road and knock on your door, like, and he'd be sort of like knocking on the door, and then you'd be chatting to him, and he's like, just chatting away to you, and then it'd just be like, and he would just stop being all sort of like childish and light and frothy and happy, and he'd just stare at you blankly, and it's like, that was what I must have done at about 3:20 on Christmas Day with my in-laws. I was just done. I went to go see my mum in the morning, and then like, it's just a lot going on. There's a lot of pressure in the run-up. I'm sure you'll all know this, a lot of pressure in the run-up. And by about 3:20, I just didn't want to talk anymore. Like, and I'm already kind of like, I have a fine relationship with, in as much as you can have a fine relationship with anyone whose daughter you're having sex with, but like, we have like a fine relationship, like, and that's confirmed because we have a child, so he knows this happened at least once. He's kind of like, he's like Jeremy Clarkson. I don't think you take that as an insult either. Like, so, but I've never had like a father figure in my life at all that I've got on with, so I find it quite hard to pitch my conversation in their moments. So it's quite a lot of mental gymnastics having like to be done to pitch the comedy right, and the to invest in the anecdotes and to have that frame of reference. There's that saying that like, even if a lion could speak English, you couldn't understand it because their frames of reference are so far removed from ours. We wouldn't be able to sort of like orate what our lives are like because, what we've used as metrics to kind of use to portray or convey what the situations have been that you're talking about, they won't even have them in their lexicons of knowledge and understanding. That's what it's kind of like with my father-in-law, because he like fixes cars and stuff, and I get my wife to text him to fix my car. Like, we're very different people. I like football, he's into cars. He doesn't just like cars. It's not Jeremy Clarkson. I should make that very clear. He's not actually Jeremy Clarkson. I don't think he gives a toss about farming. But yeah, so it's kind of quite, when it's just sort of, I'm not going to be on my P's and Q's as such, but just, it's not naturally flowing conversation because, we've not spoke a lot. So by about 3:20, I was just a bit like, okay, yeah, I'm done here. I want everyone to go home. And by everyone, I just mean Jeremy Clarkson and his partner, who again are perfectly lovely people, but I'd had enough. On Christmas, by the way, still here, obviously, because I'm not tidied up. How much of the shit that I circled did I watch? Yeah, none. Absolutely fucking none, obviously. Oh, that's not strictly true. No, that's not strictly true. Strictly, I watched a bit of Strictly. I couldn't watch a lot. I wanted to watch Josh Widdicombe. I watched Josh Widdicombe. There's too much shit that's not dancing. Not that I'm even bothered that much about the dancing, so I don't watch it. But, yeah, I kind of watched a bit of it. But again, my daughter was having a meltdown like the 700th of the day. I think because she wanted some toys that were downstairs. But basically, she just wanted them because it caused conflict. It felt like she wanted whatever would cause conflict. That's what she wanted. So I was like, hey, right, watch that, and then just turn it off, and then watch the Gavin and Stacey special, which I thought, by the way, was incredible. Like, I thought it was absolutely perfect. I think it nailed it. It got it all right. It was entertaining. It was funny. They resolved everything that needed resolving. I'm glad the fishing trip has been left anonymous. It was never going to be funny enough if whatever it was. It could either go down the route of it being really anticlimactic where everyone goes, oh, is that it? Fucking how stupid. Or so over the top that it's ridiculous. It was funny to just never have it come through because then you cast your own assumptions. But I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was really, really good. And I think that, do you know what? That probably confirms it as being a pretty flawless show. Like, we watched it in the run-up, like all the other ones in the Christmas specials, and I just don't think there's one episode that drops the ball where you go, oh, I could skip this one. They're all just great. Like, so I think it joins the likes of The Office, which I think was perfect as well. like, yeah, fair play. But then, of course, as always, whenever I enjoy something, those who are familiar with what I do, I like to go on the internet and see why I was an idiot for having enjoyed something, because there's always someone somewhere that would be like, you like that? Are you fucking... Anyone who like that is focus pig shit and an absolute dickhead. And do you know what my biggest umbrage was? My biggest issue with the negative reviews is people saying things like, how utterly predictable. It's like, yeah, it's a fucking sitcom, essentially, right? I don't know if it's technically a sitcom. It's a comedy. I mean, everything's a sitcom, really, because you're always in a situation and it's supposed to be comedy. In terms of any comedy, right? There's no comedy where it's like a new location for every scene, for every episode, forever. But, too predictable? What did you expect would happen? A fucking dragon start flying through the clouds? Like, oh no, Nessa and fucking Smithy didn't get together. She ended up falling in love with a fucking wizard. Like, what would you expect to happen? Or another one I hate, when there's some people reviewing films, whatever the fuck. We spoke about it in the past when they're reviewing, like, it's a film about, like, the Holocaust, and then they give it a 1 out of 10 because of how much of a fucking Hitler was. So, hey, you're not reviewing Hitler, dickhead. But when they go, just fan service? It was just fan service? What? Was it? Yeah, because this is crazy. I know this is crazy, but what they've done is they've made it so that the people who enjoy the show enjoy the fucking show. Like, oh god, fancy that, making the people that enjoy the program they've made, making sure that they enjoy what they do with the program they're making. Oh, what bastards. 1 out of 10, half out of 10, worse than Hitler. I get it sometimes, right? There's like, with Game of Thrones, there was like, plot armor, and by the last season there were scenarios in which the person should definitely have died, and all of a sudden the jeopardy was lost because they always seem to find a way of retconning them back into life. What is it? Deus ex machina? Not fully confident about the words I've just said there. Sounds vaguely Latin, so therefore not surprised I'm not comfortable with it. Like Jon Snow, random, spoilers by the way, but, equally, shut the fuck up, it's been out for ages now. Like Jon Snow just getting killed and then coming back for no obvious reason, and there was times when the White Walkers had swarmed someone and it was like, oh yeah, but they were fine because they had a particular box of breakfast cereal in their pocket, and that was, their one weakness. So sometimes there's a bit of fan service where it's like you're just pandering, but I don't think that could ever be not done in a comedy. Blackadder Goes Forth is probably the one example I can draw upon where it was quite a brutally sad ending, where they go over the top, but that was in keeping with the thematics of the show. But when it comes to like Gavin and Stacey, if they were to just not get together, you'd be kind of just a bit like, oh, that's a bit fucking shit, isn't it? Like, it's a Christmas... It wasn't a Christmas special because it wasn't based at Christmas, but it's on Christmas Day. It's bringing it all to... Oh, my legs are so fucking itchy. It's bringing it all to a close. Like, you want the payoff? Like, not every show or film has to subvert expectations. Like, it's nice when it does sometimes, but not in cases like that. Like, they get together. Okay, that was quite predictable. And then Stacey gets smacked by a fucking bus. Oh, good. Well, I think we can all agree there that it was good that it was something we weren't expecting to happen. Like, just, Everett was fucking lovely, and then Bryn got AIDS. Like, oh, bravo. Well done for not conforming to the fucking archetypical frothy Christmas telly and making it, other than EastEnders, which is brutal by nature. And I think my mum did watch that, because when I went to see her in the morning, she basically told me, she kind of like was very tribal for BBC. She got, I don't know why RTV bothered, to be honest. She got the magazine out. She just went through everything she was going to watch at BBC. I don't know why RTV bothered showing up, to be honest. I'm thinking like, mum, they're probably quite aware nowadays that you just kind of watch what you want to watch, and, they'll put things on and, hey, watch it or don't, right? But yeah. So anyway, where was I? Social battery ran out. Didn't watch anything in the Christmas mag other than those two things. New Year was quite uneventful. We were just at home. We had the kids, so, and I used to DJ New Year's Eve. And it was always like just a hardcore full on night, and I don't miss that. Like, it's well-trodden grounds that it's overrated and usually a bit underwhelming. So yeah, we just chilled. I tried Baileys for the first time. That was about as exciting as it got. And like with most alcoholic beverages I drink now, I find myself saying, it'd be nicer if there weren't alcohol in it. So when you've got to start like adding caveats, my wife was like, I'll put more ice in it, that makes it better. Like, if you just top it up with some milk out the fridge, it makes it better. Well, then why not just not have it? Like, I don't drink because I don't really have an off button, although I proved that wrong when we went to Oxford, which I'll get to in a second maybe, there's recovery stories, and then there's this. It was fine, but then yeah, I was up because my dog was getting his annual Vietnam flashbacks when all the fireworks started going off. I put some calming dog music on YouTube. That was fucking pointless. Just woke my wife up. Then I got two. No. I went to a really, really misogynistic joke there, but it's 2025 and I'm turning a new fucking leaf, mate. Yeah? But I do apparently have an off button because we went out in Oxford. It was my wife's birthday on the 4th of January and our wedding anniversary. I've kind of doubled them up because it's kind of like a double-edged sword because you either forget both or you only need to remember one. And we went out in Oxford. We went to like Flight Club, like a darts social thing. Good. We're really into darts, it seems now. We watched some of the darts over the Christmas break. So much so that we were out we went on the Friday night before, so on the 3rd when it was the final, and we went to Flight Club in the day on a whim, and then we booked in again to go in the evening where it was surprisingly available to be booked, but then realised that is when the darts final is happening. And by the way, how the fuck is Flight Club, a place predicated on the love of darts, not having the fucking darts on? So we actually got on the Wi-Fi, we were watching Little Van Gerwen while playing, and then once we finished our game, we dashed to a pub to watch the rest of it. And obviously Littler won, and it was fantastic. He was excellent, and yeah, now all of a sudden we want a dartboard, and that's properly we. That's not like me going, oh, I'd really like a dartboard, and my wife going, oh, fucking fine. She's like well up for it as well, so now we're like, right, where's best? Probably the hallway, but we need to get like a new light fit in because it kind of drops quite low, and I'll end up throwing darts through it. But yeah, we're all in. So Luke Littler, the youngest ever winner. I know that sort of ship has sailed for me, but just saying, watch your back because I'm coming for you. And that feels a bit weird to say to someone who's like legally still a child, but I am, so watch your fucking back, mate. I'll tell you what as well, by the way. The homeless people in Oxford have got some more fucking neck than elsewhere. There was a homeless guy. We were like, after the pub, the game finished, match game. I'm not sure with darts. I'm not having it as a sport, by the way, and that's not any disrespect to the difficulty level, but I think if you can do it in the state that some of them are in, it's not a sport, but it's certainly a game and it's competitive, but whatever. At the end of that, I was like to my wife, like, do you want another drink? And she was like, oh, do you know what? I'll just have a water. I'm starting to feel a bit like woozy. And we don't drink. So I had a couple of bottles in the day at Flight Club, and I was feeling a little bit pissed. Like, I'm a proper lightweight, and I have no issue with that. No issue at all. Like Jamie T says, I'm a featherweight champion, cheap to get pissed. I have no issue with that. I also don't get hangovers, which is why I don't have the stop button. And we're not going to go there, because it always looks like I'm trying to act hard. But the amount of people that go, oh, you don't drink enough, mate. Trust me. He drinks.
So it's a shorter joke.
He says, do I not drink?
You don't drink.
I think it's a genetic disposition. It does exist. Apparently my dad didn't get them either. So, if there's one thing he did leave, other than us, it was my tolerance to not have hangovers. But yeah, after a couple of beers, I was feeling a bit woozy. And yeah, later on in the night, I was like, do you want another drink? She's like, no, just feeling like a bit like, when you're just feeling shit when you're drinking. So she's like, I'll just have a water. I was like, okay, cool. And then I was there and I thought, do I get another like vodka and Coke? And I just fucking went, oh, and then just a Diet Coke, please. Before I knew it, I'd ordered a soft drink. We had that each, and then strolling out, we'll get on the park and ride back to the hotel. So that's real fucking mature. That's really matured. It transpires. But anyway, on the just ghost water all over the microphone there. It's good. It's not that expensive, so it'll be fine. And on the way to the bus stop for the park and ride, I know he's homeless. I can see he's homeless, and I'm about to join him because I just fucking done 70 quid on a jacket in the day that I had no business buying. He had a leather jacket on as well, actually, quite similar to the one that I was wearing, which is weird foreshadowing potentially. We went shopping in the day. Then realised after about 20 minutes I don't like shopping because you're just going around looking at shops with things inside that you can't buy because you're fucking skint. Went in Primark, I got her a little cardigan, treat her a little bit. I'm a nice guy. You could also, I'm not being tight here, I just done 45 quid on a fucking Stanley bottle for her. 45 quid after all the shit I gave my mum for buying my children exclusively water vessels. I've gone and bought my wife a Stanley cup. I mean, I don't know what the difference between that one and this one is. Gotta be honest, but it keeps things iced for fucking 3 years. Do you often find yourself 3 years away from a freezer? Oh, it keeps things hot for 48 hours. Does it? What, do you find yourself often making soup that you can't, you don't plan on eating until fucking 2 days later? No. Do let us know when you're going on an expedition with Bear Grylls. I'll be sure to get a fucking tin of Campbell's for you. So, Alistair. But yeah, anyway. So this guy comes up and he's like, "Hiya, mate." I'm like, "Oh, you're right, mate. How's it going?" And he's like, "Yeah, there's a cash point there. You couldn't go and get us a tenner, could you?" Fucking tenner, huh? Are you sure? Fucking 10 quid. Just so we're all clear, you want me to go get 10 quid from the cash point? Listen, you got any change, mate? I guess to be fair, what's fucked it is no one has change, innit? So I guess it makes sense he's moving with the times. But it just seems a matter of time now before he goes, don't need to post himself near a cash point. Fucking chip and pin, baby. Just do a monthly donation to me. It will, help me buy all the smack and alcohol I need in a month. And do you know what? No judgment on homeless people drinking and taking drugs. Fuck me. You need something to take the edge off. I've no qualms with that. And I'm genuinely, right, when I'm in a better financial situation than I currently am, I'm very generous to homeless people. All right, I can assure you of that. But fuck, I can't just be like, yeah, God, you couldn't go to the cash point and get a tenner out, could you? It's like, fucking no, mate, soz. I was like, you can have a cigarette if you want. He's like, oh yeah, cool, cheers. So I don't want to be a dickhead here, but fucking hell, yeah, mate. Not too far from fucking Dreams. I couldn't go and buy me a fucking double bed, could you? Be alright with it. Yeah, I mean, King, I've got quite long legs. I will need the duvets as well. And fucking, by the way, we went to buy new bedding because it was our anniversary and we're fucking sad. But we got new bedding. And I was looking for presents for her, by the way, trying to be all thoughtful.
And no, you won't be getting the story about him buying bedding and then needing to go straight back to the shop to buy more bedding because he didn't realise the bedding he bought did not have enough bedding inside for the bed that he has. Again, better luck next time.
And I was like, okay, like 2-year anniversary, like what is it? Because there's different materials, isn't there? And to not be ill-informed, I'm going to do a bit of Googling. There's like, for each year of your anniversary, there's like material, like as in like actual, like cotton, wood and all of that kind of stuff. Like by year. So, and I was like, oh, okay, so we're like second year cotton. And I'm looking at like little cotton reel key rings. It's all just on Etsy. It's like 12 quid for no good reason. I was like, oh, maybe we can get like cotton bedding and all that. And I'm like, I found a couple of things. One of them was like a cotton rag, and on it said like, I was like, happy second anniversary, like, and it was like, it was basically a cotton cum rag, and it's like, and then on the other side it was like this really gimpy, like, like such and such minutes of love to such and such days of love, and like that's like far too, quote, playground bent. And then the other side is like, here I love, happy anniversary, here's a cum rag. Like, there was no middle ground. And if there was, it was on Etsy and it was too expensive. But anyway, I'm going, 2 years cotton, blah, blah, blah. And it turns out, no, we've been married for 3 years. So it's leather. And I don't think leather cum rags are a thing. And leather bedding, I mean, probably does exist, but I feel like that would come with like whips and chains attached that I've no interest in dabbling in. But yeah, here you are. So you've got paper, cotton, leather, fruit or flowers. That's going to be a problem. I'm not buying you fruit. I mean, I might get you a lovely apple and shine it up like it's the fucking 30s. But flowers, I'm not buying flowers. I'm not about buying flowers. Here's a reminder that everything dies. Yes, I paid 12 quid for these. Feed them, water them. Fuck me, just get me a dog next time. Sugar. That's easy, ain't it? Chocolates, copper. All right, I'll go strip some. It's quite good value, to be fair. That's an investment. It's like the new gold. Bronze or pottery on your 8th. 9th, willow. Not entirely sure what that is. Is that a type of wood? 10th, tin. Brilliant. I'll go back to the house I grew up in and just cut a bit of the fucking house off. Steel, silk, lace, ivory. Pretty sure that's illegal to procure ivory, isn't it? Yeah, I'll go and fucking deck an elephant. Crystal, China, silver, pearl. Hang on, it starts going in 5-year increments at this point. Oh, that's going to get easier. Silver, pearl, coral, ruby, sapphire, gold, emerald, diamond, 60th. Do you know what? Just by pure statistics, ain't going to worry about these. Blue sapphire, platinum, and 80th is oak. To be honest, that's an anticlimax, that. Sapphire, gold, emerald, you limp on, you're staying alive for the 80th anniversary. What do you get? A block of fucking wood. But yeah, so that was Oxford. And apparently I do have an off button because I didn't wake up in another city. And yeah, I would say I woke up and enjoyed a nice breakfast, but I didn't. Oh my God. So my wife, like, booked it because she's the adult. And like, she was like, oh, I booked a breakfast. I'm thinking, yes. Like, hotel breakfast, they're fucking class, aren't they? Like, hashies and fucking, beans. And I've just said hashies there, and I'm furious at myself about it. I've said that ironically, but I've said it too many times ironically. It's now become what I've called them, which is annoying. But you got your nudgers, sausages, bacon, toast. No, it was a breakfast to go. And fuck me, it was terrible. It was a pot of... Do you know what? What pissed me off, which says how shit it is, in the morning, we were checking out, and my wife went, we ordered a breakfast as well. Like, oh, okay, cool. Didn't even check the system. That tells you how shit it's going to be. She comes out with 2 boxes, pre-packed. At least stay backstage for like a bit longer to pretend that you're sort of carefully curating it. It's a pot of cornflakes with the cupboard milk that weren't even cold. Pop it in the fridge. A wooden spoon as well. I'm glad they didn't bother, because a wooden spoon to eat cereal with. I'd swap places with the guy who wanted the tenner out of the cash point if you served me up that shit. A flapjack that was admittedly quite nice. And a pan au chocolat, which was, a bit basic bitch, to be honest. £7 a pop for those. Just slung. You could tell this went backstage. I don't know, I keep calling it that, like the fucking foyer, some sort of performance area for the fucking people at the fucking travel lodge. But like, they've just gone, fucking hell, yeah. There's stacks of them. Just stacks. Like, at least put my initial on it. Give it a bit of fucking, personalisation. Although that said, a mate of mine, Nick, she bought my daughter like a little ornament when she was young, and she paid like an extra tenner to have it like customised, and they basically just got a Sharpie and wrote my daughter's name on it in really shit handwriting. So she got her a bauble this year from New York, and she had the option to customise it there, and she's like, no, not a fucking chance. And do you know what? I respect it. I don't blame her. I get it. But yeah, after giving it our best sort of Pretty Woman impression in Oxford, we went back to the shopping centre the next day to return a load of shit, whereas like we got way ahead of ourselves there. Yeah, far too bougie. Like, who the fuck did we think we were? And even then, it was still stuff from like H&M and, oh fuck, what was the shop called? Why did I take such issue with it? Issue. And I think it's called And More Stories. Fuck off. And More Stories. Like I said to my wife at the time, how did you hear of this shop? How, like, we're walking through the shopping centre, and she's like, oh, that's that, they sell this, that. I'm like, how would you keep abreast of the shops and what they sell? I'm so out of the loop with it. And More Stories. And more bollocks, mate. Too much space, not enough stuff in there. Like, it's just loads of space, and you think, like, you have too much money if you can afford the overheads for this. Just put some more shit in here. Otherwise, just go online. Anyway. So yeah, we went back and returned some shit, drove home, and then it's one of the ones where it's a really nice time away, where you kind of go, oh shit, like, we get on, don't we? Like, you kind of remind yourselves why you were together in the first place before making a string of bad decisions that left you really restricted. Like, love you. My children that are listening to this at some point, I'm sure. But you're getting on, and you're kind of like, oh, like, you're actually a laugh, you're alright, innit? You're alright, you. Mad at it, and then you get home, and then your daughter's just being a colossal dickhead, and all of a sudden it's just your back sort of grunting, shouting, and snarling over a toddler going, why don't your legs go together? I want fucking... So yeah, one day the promised land will be there. Do you know, it's not too long until my daughter starts going to preschool and stuff, and that's crazy. But then yeah, she'll be in school, and yeah, you can hopefully then reconnect, because we just don't get to go out a lot, just the two of us, and it was great. You feel like different people. Like, people go like out and they're trying to like spice up the relationship by doing like role play, like, hey, I'm Mick, I've just flown in from fucking Toronto. We don't even need to do that, because we're so different in that we can just actually take a minute to chat about what we want to talk about, which is fucking craziness. You get dressed, you put proper clothes on. My wife did a makeup, and like, do you know what I mean? Like, I made sure I had a shower at least the day before. Like, we really made the effort, and it was nice. It was nice. And then, yeah, now it's back to life, which, you know what, fuck it. It is what it is. These are the hard years, the graft years. We're trying to book a holiday for the summer. So I've started to sort my shit out. Went to the gym today. First time in a couple of weeks, and do you know what, it felt good to be back. Like, having, as Ali Woods, check him out on the internet, he's got some good shit. He does stand up as well, but he did a bit about how you feel after you have your first healthy meal, and I'm back on it today. Yesterday was supposed to be the start, but then we did have a Pizza Hut, me and my wife just ordered it in. Do you know what, right? The blue light card she's got is quite ironic, really, that is obviously for, things like emergency services, and it makes fast food even more affordable. So we got some Pizza Hut, and it was really fucking nice. But I think we both knew while we were eating it, this has to stop now. You can't keep calling it finishing the Christmas food when you're buying it in January. But all the junk food's mostly accounted for and gone now. And yeah, so today I've been logging my food again. I had my, I'm trying to get the protein in. I went to the gym. Yeah, I shaved today. Again, really making the fucking effort to get this show on the road. We've got this holiday potentially booked for August. We've not actually booked it yet, but we're going to try and get away. We didn't have a honeymoon, so it's going to kind of be that now that our daughter will be like a bit older. So again, not as much of an issue sort of leaving her with someone. And yeah, so Operation Get Our Shit Together commences today. And yeah, I'll keep you updated. You'll probably, I'm feeling a bit puffy at the minute, but yeah, we'll get to it. I'll tell you what as well, though, what made me feel more comfortable on that was like someone went early with the pigs and blankets. This must have been on like the 20th. I saw like a recycle bin with like pigs and blankets in there, and I saw another like bag. It must be Mum's bin day the other day, and there were more pigs and blankets. I think they're still living it as well. So somewhere there's someone doing slightly worse than me, and that was quite comforting. But yeah, they've probably even packed that in now. So it's it's time. It's time. By the way, though, on this, just to sort of flip the script, I think I've actually been the victim of like, I don't know how you'd frame it. I think I paid beauty tax. Because remember when I did that doppelganger thing, right? Where I posted a picture of myself for people to give me their doppelganger ideas of who I look like. Some of it was all right. A lot of people taking the piss, all right? I had a few too many Carl Pilkingtons. But there was some where I was like, fuck off, you're just doing me here. And do you know what? I feel like, actually, yeah, I was a victim of my beauty because I've seen, right, and I don't want to be a dickhead here, I've seen some fucking munters upload their picture onto that where I think, oh, fucking hell, you're brave. If nothing else, we can say you're a very brave person with thick skin. Thick, scabby, scaly, spotty skin. But, like, you'll see some absolute yogurts post pictures where they're not even looking at the lens. And then they're getting like, oh yeah, I see like Kelly Clarkson. And, oh, fuck off! I'm surprised you don't get sued for libel. Ridiculous. Like, so one person did a picture, and the first thing I thought, right, and again, I know that, listen, I'm not beautiful, all right? I know it. I'm a bit wonky faced. Like, my hairline's, it's not great. It's not great, okay? Fine. I'm a little bit chubby in places. Like, but I think I'm a very bog standard average looking bloke, right? But it's picture I saw uploaded to someone, they look like the human version of that pig dog. The dogs that look like a pig? What are they called? It's some sort of terrier. Dog that looks like, they tend to have like a pink snout. A pig. These ones, yeah, it's a bull terrier. They've got like, and do you know what? Maybe that's a bit harsh on the dog, but like but seriously, not one person sort of chucked in a fucking, a Steve Buscemi photo, or just, it'd be a bit harsh to put that dog in there, but, like, not any kind of joke ones. And do you know what as well, right? The most backhanded fucking thing I ever saw in the comments, not ever, to be fair, not of all time. Someone commented something along the lines of, it's good to see nobody being horrible. It really shows how nice this community is. And it's like, that is actually more horrible than posting a picture of a fucking bull terrier. Because you've just gone, isn't it lovely that no one's taking the piss out of this absolute fucking goblin? Like, Jesus Christ. Like, and people in the comments did say, this is actually really insulting what you've said. Like, so it was all nice until you've just said this. Isn't it nice that nobody is fucking taking this absolute ogre through the ringer and started posting pictures of the fucking elephant man? Ain't we lovely as a community that this fucking pig has posted a picture of themselves, their fat, goggle-eyed fucking selves, the goofy, fucking probably stinky, fucking shitty selves, and not one person has been horrible about them. Isn't it lovely? And you go, yeah, but that person was reading that being like, okay, it was all like Brad Pitt and Ryan Reynolds until that comment, but okay, I guess you've got to have your critics. But yeah, whereas I was getting fucking pelters left, right and centre. Oh, beautiful people like us, we suffer, alright? And it's not enough. There's not enough fucking attention being brought to that. Okay? Oh dear. Oh my god, as well. I was the victim of a hate crime. I don't know who I reported to. Let's get serious for a second. Yorkies are excellent. You know, the chocolate bar that girls can eat in 2025, which I'm not sure I agree with that.
On tap, Blaine? We are going to make some s'mores using white chocolate. Oh, well, I'm not sure I agree with that. But to each their
But
own.
no, me and my wife, Yorkies are fucking delightful. They're lovely. We've spoken in the past about how like they've taken one of the squares away because it used to spell out Yorkie on each block, and now they just write Yorkie in small print and have one less block, and that's bullshit. But I didn't know I was fucking born because I bought a Yorkie for myself and my wife from Home Bargains, and it's not their fault because they don't make the Yorkies there. I'm pretty sure the Yorkies aren't made in house, and I'll be hard pressed to insult a place that I love and hold so near and dear. But I got it home. One of the honeycomb, by the way, best ones. I'll fight you. One of the Yorkies had not one, but 2 blocks fucking missing. Just missing. I'm talking the packet was fully sealed, just missing. It was so annoying. And my wife was like, keep it. Do you have the receipt? We'll return it. And I was like, oh, do you know what? Fuck it. Like, you know, I'll just have that one. In the end, she kindly gave me one of hers, which made it 5 apiece. And that's love. All right? That's love. But how did that even happen? This wouldn't have happened when they were spilling out Yorkie. Wouldn't have happened. York. Couldn't just have... Probably be some sort of patent issue. York have, like, got involved. Using our intellectual property to make people obese. But yeah, that was devastating. Really sort of set the tone for my Christmas, to be honest. Ruined it, in part.
What do you mean? How? How have you... Oh, man. You're just ruining it. Look at my lips. You're ruining it.
But yeah, nah. I need basically, if anyone from Yorkie's watching, you owe me 2 blocks of chocolate. And usually I can get quite vitriolic with that. And I usually will make it right with sort of vigilante justice. And I can't divulge you too much detail because it's basically admitting to crimes. But just know that I'll be getting it back. Whatever anarchy is the equivalent of 2 blocks of honeycomb Yorkie, I'll be doing it. So when it's on the news, because that's how significant it will be, just know why, okay? These are my reasons. This is my, you know, when someone does like a heinous crime and they do like a little like 2 video on their phone. This is why I'm doing it. I've been let down by the system. And I have been let down by the system. All right? 2 blocks of my honeycomb Yorkie missing. There has to be blood. There will be blood. What a weird way to get on a fucking watch list. Anyway, as always with Christmas, it comes with children being off school. And oh my God. They're spoiled, right? Children are spoiled, and that's part of it. All right, I'm sure that every generation has fought it. But my 2, they did very well for themselves. All right, so they got here. They got their dads as well, so they get like 2 Christmases. And they've done very well. They have. And that's why I was particularly fucking frustrated when after Christmas had settled down, they'd various sort of sports clothes and video games. Turns out one of the controllers weren't working. And it seems that it's one of them ones where eventually it's just conked out, right? And it's not the latest console. We've kind of made that a graduation thing where it's like when you can be consistently accountable and reliable and sensible and, you know, then you'll get the new gen console. But until then, you know, I really want to make it mean something. Do you know what I mean? So they've got the console before us, an Xbox One. And one of the controllers is obviously just eventually, it weren't connecting, it's a bit shit. And we're like, okay, cool. Christmas is done, but, you know, you got these games, you want to play them together. Of course you do. We'll get you another controller. So we go on to Vinted and we buy one secondhand for 20 quid. It arrives and it's got stick drift, and that is fucking infuriating. But I think it's in hand, it's being sorted. My wife's very much taking point on that because my sort of sensitivity to justice that I think is triggered by a whole multitude of issues in my mind means that it won't be conducive of an affable and amenable solution, right? Vigilante justice. You heard the tirade I'm planning because I was fucking screwed out of 2 blocks of honeycomb Yorkie, right? Help yourself to honeycomb Yorkie for the glove box. But we get them a controller, so that's like another 20 quid, right? Transpires their Game Pass is also expired. And there's a game they want to play with their cousin that isn't available if the Game Pass expired. Okay, right. We can start your Game Pass. Okay, fine. We kind of kick it down the road a bit because we just can't be fucked to sort it out in that moment. At one point, my wife's having a little sleep and one of them wakes her up, which is fucking lunacy on a level I can't even understand. Mum, would you be able to sort out a Game Pass? I was like looking at him like, full Gary Neville, but more just sort of like I read the fucking room, mate. Have you met your mum? Are you mental? What are you doing? Like, the picture of the fucking bomb expert in Hurt Locker. Insert that there. But she's like, yeah, I'll do it later. So anyway, gets towards later. We're bathing our daughter. Bathing, I believe is the word. I don't feel comfortable saying that, though. And then my wife, good bit of parenting this. The room's a bit of a shithole. So she goes, right, I'm not doing any buying of any Game Pass until you sort your room out, because it's an absolute joke in there. So tidy your room, and then we'll sort it out. Again, that's going to be another, like, 30 quid. Do you know what I mean? After hundreds we've spent on Christmas, the controller, then another 30 quid on this Game Pass, all right? Just tidy your room, then we'll sort it. Within a minute, one of them comes out and goes, so, like, by tidy, how tidy does it need to be? And I'm like, well, I tell you what, mate. Why don't you reflect on how much you've been bought over Christmas, how much of a good time you've had, the fact that we've also then bought you a controller on top of that already. So why don't you just assess that and then think, how tidy does my room need to be to deserve more? How tidy does my room need to be to demonstrate that I am appreciative of what has been and also confident of what is potentially to come? You work that out and we'll go from there. Spoilers, I'll give them the spoilers, the little cheat sheet. Pretty fucking tidy, I'd say. Right? So he's like, okay, they go back in. 2-3 minutes later, he comes into the bathroom. Okay, I'm ready for you to check it. I go in there. Fucking school bag still on the floor from where they brought it back from their dad's days ago. A coat as well. There's a Kit Kat wrapper on the floor. And I'm like, I tell you what, pragmatically and calmly, try again. Because I'm not sure if this is Ashton Kutcher about to pop out and tell me I've been fucking punked. Because you've got to be taking the piss here, right? If you think this is an acceptable level of tidy. So anyway, I close the door, go back to the bath. He goes, oh, okay, we're ready for you to look now. I'm like, but are you actually ready? Like, are you actually ready? I'm ready. Oh, you look ready. Someone looks ready. I'm ready. Whenever you're ready. Stupid. I mean, my wife keeps saying that whenever we're about to do something. It wastes a lot of time, but it's funny.
Thank you very
Here's
much.
the clip.
If you're ready.
I'm ready.
Well, you said that with some determination.
I'm ready.
Okay. Whenever you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. Whenever you're ready.
I'm ready.
You said that with some determination.
I'm ready.
Whenever you're ready.
But anyway,
I'm ready.
I'm like, is it really tidy? And he goes, oh. I'm like, fucking full Gary Neville. Like, and now you're going to huff. Ugh. As if you've got to tidy our rooms, you'll spend another fucking 30 quid on us. The fucking oppression. I'm ringing Childline. Cheeky bastards, man. Anyway, he's like, we'll check. They check again. And I'm saying to him, no matter what, right, at this point, it's not fucking happening tonight. It's just not happening tonight. No fucking way. And they go and check again. I go, do you know what? I start a stopwatch on my phone. I was like, I'm going to start a stopwatch of how long it takes me to find something that's not tidy. We go in there, 8 seconds. 8 seconds. And that includes my wife going in first and stopping and getting in my way. And I go in there, and the bag's been hung up. Fine. Fair dinkum. The coat's been hung up and all. The Kit Kat wrapper isn't on the floor, to be fair, anymore. It's just on the side by the telly instead. As well as some gold coin wrappers, like foil discards that are on the side there. And fuck me. I mean, I buy them all year round, but levels to this. Like, if I could be finding a tenth of the real gold value of the chocolate coin wrappers I find around this fucking house, I'd be richer than Jack and the fucking Beanstalk. But 8 seconds. So it's just like, okay, well, I mean, it was never going to happen anyway, but now it's like a slam dunk. It's like, okay, well, this is just no. Okay, we'll tidy it. No. We'll try again tomorrow when their cousin was coming round, right? So their cousin was heading up from Cornwall. And they're in there and they're like, oh, we really want to play this game. Like, would you be able to set up the Game Pass for us? And they'd sorted the remote in the morning. It's like, okay, cool. Apparently they were like, I weren't in the morning, but I weren't there when he, oh, fucking hell. That, by the way, digression, Halfords. Because I got absolutely stitched up, but it weren't the worst, kind of. But anyway, my wife goes up to sort the Game Pass out, and I hear a bit of like a sort of just raised voices from my wife. You could tell she's pissed off, basically. So she comes downstairs, and I'm like, what's the matter? It's just like, because it can be a bit of a fucking ball ache to sort it, because we don't want like CD keys, you've got like redeem codes. It should be a bit of a fucking faff, and they never know their emails and all that sort of shit. But she was like, no, like, Bill of Bill and Ben the Flower Pot Men, when she did the Game Pass, it didn't give them access to this particular game because apparently that's the premium Game Pass, which I think is like 80 odd quid minimum. And Bill from Bill and Ben the Flower Pot Man went, oh, why aren't we getting the premium Game Pass? Like, and that for me, like, I'm aware that I might have just scuffed up my eyebrows, but let them be scuffed because that's how fucking furious I was in that moment. Like, that is like you're going through a fucking wall. Like, your Xbox is going out the window first, and you might just follow it. Like, and I know they maybe got caught up a little bit, you know, Woody, too much cake and ice cream. Their cousins round. It's all been very, you know, a bit like our daughter. You know, I think it's all been a bit... They get too much too soon, too often, right? And then it's like they don't really know how to sort of dial it back. Because the night before I sort of said, look, lads, I'm just getting a bit of a vibe from you at the minute where you're getting a bit ahead of yourselves. Like, can I just ask that you kind of reflect on quite how good you've had it and maybe just adjust accordingly when it comes to, like... Because, you know, the mum would ask them to do a simple thing and it's always been met with a bit of resistance. And it's like, at this point, knowing how hard your mum works and we've worked to get your Christmas to be what it's been, if your mum says, can you just... Whatever it is, really, the answer is immediately yes, right? So he's got ahead of himself a little bit. You know, this paints him in a bad light. So I want to make it very clear that this is out of character. I think he kind of got caught up in the moment, didn't frame it as, you know, the frustration of not having access to the game that they were intending to play. Okay, fine, all those things can happen. But in that moment, one of the months where I had to take the dog on a walk. I need to get the fuck out of here because, like, I'll blow up on that shit. Because, you know, why we get the premium game pass? Fucking hell. May I demonstrate to you Johnny Wilkinson 2003 Rugby World Cup final, last kick of the game against Australia, but instead of a rugby ball, I'm going to get your Xbox and I'm going to fucking treat it the same way. Like, Jesus. But we had a bit of a chat with them on New Year, actually, about, like, oh, by the way, the Halfords thing. My wife got a screw in her tyre, had to take it to have the tyre replaced. I was like, yeah, I could take it, no worries. Their cousin was round. She's like, it'd probably be better if you do that because, like, you know, it's her nephew and and all that kind of thing. So, you know, just, it made sense. I think she kind of felt like you probably want to get out of the house for a bit. And yeah, probably right. I would have done. But she's like, it's booked in for 5 o'clock. I'm like, okay, fine, all good. I'll head there for then. She then said to me, oh, I've managed to get a bit earlier. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, so it'll be at 4:30. So I was like, okay, yeah, that works for me. She phoned up and sort of said, can it be any earlier? I went, yeah, bring it at 4:30. We could probably, yeah, that's cool. So, okay, great. Drop it for 4:30. Give him the key. And he's like, yeah, so probably should be done for about 6. Again, full Gary Neville. Like, what? Like, yeah, I was like, okay. In that moment, you're sort of shell-shocked, do you know what I mean? It's quite a manly kind of... I'm not confident in that environment, so I'm like, yeah, no worries, mate, all good, mate, yeah, all good. And I walk out of there, and I'm like, 6? It's like fucking 2.5 hours. So, you know, the shop's going to reopen, but as we've established, I don't really like shopping, and I don't... to kind of tentatively quote a mate of mine, Matt Bragg, who very, very funny. Check him out. I'll put his tour poster there. He's got the second leg of it coming up. About the whole support your high street. Like he rightly points out, what if no one in my family vapes? Like I don't vape. Like I'm fucking... I like a charity shop, sure, but I peruse those quite often. The turnaround of gear in there isn't that fucking good. You know, I can mooch in CEX for a time and Waterstones, but 2.5 hours. There's Weatherspoons just around the corner, but that's a depressing way to spend an evening, right? Just sat on your jack in Weatherspoons. Doesn't sound that bad, actually, in retrospect. But, yeah, at the time, weren't really in the mood for that. But, yeah, an absolute stitch-up. Obviously, rang my wife. She said, I can come pick you up. I was like, no, because by the time you come to get me and I get back again, I'll be sat there watching the clock because I have to go back again anyway. But yeah, in the end, actually, it turns out it meant that I wasn't privy to the sort of behaviour of 11-year-olds on a sleepover. So, yeah, give me a bit of homelessness. You know, could have took a few people to a cash point. I could have been fucking quids in, to be honest. But yeah, we had a chat with them on New Year's Day about like New Year's resolutions at dinner. Just sort of like, you know, so what do you reckon, boys? What are your sort of aims? You know, in part to find out, but also so I can set the record straight on how the fuck you need to sort your shit out. And the one we've kind of gone for with them is, like, among sort of your basic shit, brush your teeth, you know, tidy your room, the basics. We've said to them, like, you need to improve your communication skills because, honestly, the communication skills, they've got their own twin language, so I think that's sort of slowing it down a little bit because, Sloan, look at me, fucking hypocrisy. It's slowed it down a bit. I'd say I'm a pretty good orator. I'd say I'm pretty good at talking. My vocabulary makes me sound a lot smarter than I am. But, like, they have their own... They're lazy with each other, how they communicate, and they communicate with each other perhaps more than they do with anyone else in their life, right? So, an example, we're watching darts, and one of them went to brush their teeth. I think it was Ben. He took forever, as he always does. He came down, and Bill went, oh, it took you so long, and you get into the toilet, and you're there? And he was like, what? He went, well, it took you so long, and you go to the toilet, which is there. I only chose long, I couldn't see the view more, was he mumble?
Right. What did he say?
Said edge is edge, huh? He only chopped him down because he couldn't see the view no more. What's he known about?
What did he say? He said an edge is an edge. He only chopped it down because it spoilt his view. What's Reaper moaning about?
And he was like, oh, yeah, no, I need to go to the toilet. And then I was sorting out something on the Xbox. And I'm like, well, stop, time out. This is what we're talking about. Like, that wasn't a sentence you've just said there. Like, and you talk like that to people that aren't your twin. You get it. You understand each other. You don't need the subtitles, but everyone else does. Like, my wife was in the car with them the other day, and randomly Bill went, "So bin my clear bins?" My wife was like, "What? To bin my clear bins?" And she's, "What do you mean?" And then his brother went, "He's asking, are the bin men collecting our bins today?" So he's clearly seen a bin like lorry, and then gone, "Oh right, are they going to collect ours today?" Because that was, it overflows, it gets crazy around Christmas. But it's like, again, another example when it's like you have to start like enunciating a bit better. They'll go to explain to you something that happened in a TV show, and it's like, it's just incoherent. I've no idea. And I've seen the fucking show, so I already don't want to listen when I tell me chapter and verse what happened in this particular Brooklyn Nine-Nine episode. But it's that fucking incoherent. It's mental. Sometimes they ask a question and you have no idea what they're asking. Like, you have no clue what they're actually asking. And do you know what? Sometimes I'll go to ask a question. They'll realise they can't quite articulate what it is they're trying to say. And they'll just stop talking. They'll go, "Oh, I just know my bad." And we've had to start going like, "No, like, I don't really want to hear it, but like, you must finish this point now. You started, so you'll finish." Treat it like a quiz show and the buzzer's gone off. Like, but it causes conflicts as well. Like, we're at football on Sunday when I got eaten alive and it's grim and it's pissing down with rain. We got out of the car and Ben says to Bill, "Oh, can you want my bottle?" And Bill's like, "No." He's like, "Oh, you want my bottle? Do you want my bottle?" And I can see what he's asking. He's saying, like, "Can you hold my bottle because I need to put my football boots on?" But as far as Bill's concerned, Ben has just gone, whichever way around it was, has just sort of gone, "Oh, my bottle." And he's like, "Why the fuck should I hold your bottle?" kind of thing. Like, but what he's saying is, "Hold it for a second, mate, please, because I need to put my boots on." And I was like, if you just said that properly, like, "Hey, mate, would you be able to hold my bottle for a sec? I just got to put my boots on." Then he'd realise it was short term and a necessity. Not just you going, "Here, dickhead, hold my bottle, bitch." So it causes conflict between them as well. So yeah, that's been our sort of like challenge we've laid down for them. Communicate more effectively, because sometimes it's like we're talking to children where English is an additional language. I've said this before. I don't have spoken about this on a podcast because I think it happened after the fact. But we were training on an Astro. We did like a little winter tournament. And genuinely, one of them went, "So we're on the Astro, are we?" I'm like, "Yeah, so should I wear trainers or studded shoes?" Studded shoes! I don't know if I've spoken about this in a recent podcast. I've told a lot of people about it, so I don't know, I'm getting like deja vu. But like, what in the English as an additional language is fucking that? "Do I wear my Astros or I wear the studded shoes?" Football boots! They're called football boots. You play football. How do you not have the word for this? But yeah. Anyways, I'm getting to my memories now. We're running a bit long here, as it was always good after a break, I suppose. But also, I've been running late all day, so they could walk in from school any minute now. And I'll have to have that conversation about how their day was. "Yeah, it's right, roasted fucking good." What he's saying was it was all right, actually. We're studying about Edwardian England in English. And like, literally, they're basically doing the equivalent of the fucking 3 o'clock Hollyoaks fucking translator. But anyway, we're going to our Facebook memories. There was some spotted drama. Someone crashed into the fucking zebra crossing that's just been erected. Ha ha! And there's a lot of like speculation about it. But yeah, we're getting some memories. For those who don't know, I go into my Facebook memories fucking raw. And I judge myself on those posts accordingly. Here you go. Reading comments about teachers never fails to make me laugh. If it's such a cushy deal, the job is that easy, the holidays and working hours are so great, the pay is so brilliant, and you can be an incompetent lazy tosser and still do the job, then how much of a fucking moron must you be to not be getting in on the action? I don't need to add any more to that, do I? "Oh yeah, it's right for some, innit? 9 till 3. Any useless dickhead can do it. Get all your fucking holidays paid for, blah, blah, blah." Why don't you do it then? If it's that fucking cushy. Who's the fucking idiot? Obviously, it's not that. A guy passed away who I did radio with. Lovely bloke. Yeah, sad really. Oh my God. Bought something. I fell for the OG trap of like the picture doesn't match what the product is on like a sort of, cheap Chinese kind of shop. This was like back in the day. This is 6 years ago. I bought a coat and I emailed them saying, "The coat looks nowhere near like it does in the pictures online. The picture makes the coat look like a lovely cream colour with thick, plush and warm shaggy fake fur, whereas the actual garment looks like an old, off-coloured and haggard dressing gown, which wouldn't look out of place on someone sat talking to pigeons at a bus stop. Update to that, the coat cost me $55. They've replied and offered to give me $10 back. Now, I might be being a tight ass here, but I think $45 is still quite steep for cat bed lining, especially when you take into considerations that I don't have a fucking cat. Yeah, terrible. I'll put the pictures up. I'll just screen grab that now. It was an abomination. 7 years ago, I was reflecting on DJing. My entertainment for the night. Oh, yeah. Blackwell, just strutting around doing shots and getting gradually more and more incoherent. 12 years ago today, sat here doing my dissertation, and my girlfriend at the time's nan is watching Deal or No Deal on Channel 4+1. She looks forward to it all day and gets right into it, talking to the telly, crossing her fingers, chanting blue, 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 bless her. I just went on the show's website to see how much the woman won to stop me needing to watch it and distracting myself. But now I've seen what has happened, it's just dawned on me that I have in my power the ability to completely ruin her fucking afternoon. Just like, she wins $5,000 in the end, yeah, shit's it. Sorry, love. Yeah, that's about it, really. 15 years ago, who remembers when you could have beer-shaped jelly sweets? They were so fucking good. When I used to go to the Arsenal, they had a sweet shop that still sold them, like a sweet stall outside the ground. Passed my theory test for driving 16 years ago today. Failed the first one. Got fucking punished for rhythmic clicking. I'd only clicked twice. Who am I? Fucking Dr. Dre. 16 years ago today. Has had a great start to the day. Oh, wait. No, I haven't. I had a fucking nosebleed. And that's it. There you go. Cool. I'm going to call it there. 55 minutes. It's ran quite long. I'm getting quite hot and sweaty. It's the Pro Plus wearing off, probably. Starting to cluck for it. Yeah, I might need to go and find someone to drag them to a cash point. But anyways, I'm back, baby. Episode 19 in the can. I'll see you guys next week. Have a great weekend. Usual shit. You can get in touch at RuMayoNation. RuMayoNation@gmail.com. I'm going to do a TikTok. I'm going to do a fucking TikTok. Part of my New Year's resolution is to start clipping these babies. But yes, cool. Catch you in a bit. Usual shit. Shut up then.